Good evening and welcome into our Winter Sports Den finale. I'm Mary Rominger, and later Matt Dean will join the program with some special guests. Right off the top of the show, we are joined by three local leaders and standouts on the hardwood, beginning with Megan Stacy of the Centennial Girls Basketball Program, Molly Garber, a prolific shooter for the Blaine Bengals, and Bella Such, a junior for the Spring Lake Park girls basketball team. And all three of your programs represented here today had different storylines this season. And I want to start with you, Megan. For Centennial, the program suffers a first round exit in the Class 4A state basketball championship. What was it like to reach that point and obviously go out in the fashion that you guys did, but to win a section championship, a huge accomplishment?
It was really exciting for us. Our coach had told us all year that that's where he thought we'd be. He knew we'd make it. And it was really exciting for us to be able to get there and beat Blaine in the section final. It was a really good game. And it was just exciting to be able to get there for our third time in a row.
Absolutely. And Molly, of course, your team, the one falling in the section championship, but a 17-12 season for the Bengals, a strong season that had you guys upwards in the conference standings. You yourself averaged 17 points per game, and it was a very exciting year for you, reaching the 1,000 career point milestone. We'll get to all of what you accomplished, but how do you feel like your team fared when it came down to crunch time in the championship? And again, finishing as runners-up is still a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, I think the beginning of the season we were trying to find ourselves as a team, and we became who we are, the strong ones at the end, and making it to the championship game was huge for us.
And Bella, you're a junior, so unlike these two who are seniors that just wrapped up their high school basketball careers, you still have another year. The Spring Lake Park girls basketball team finished the year 11-16, and for you specifically, you had a standout year, really found your identity, and had a lot of highlight moments per se. So how do you felt you came into your own for the Panthers team?
I think we had a lot of injuries and a lot of illness in our team this year, and so it was finding someone who could come in every day, and our coaches had told us throughout the season, someone needs to step up all the time, someone needs to be there all the time. And so I was just able to show up for my team, and I just wanted to be there for my teammates, and it helped all the way.
And now, kind of going into some individual questions, I'll start with you, Megan. You didn't play much this season. You did have the opportunity to score some buckets, which we have to get your take on how that all came about. But suffering injury, what was your journey like this year? And talk a little bit about the disappointment and how that affected your college recruiting process, but also what the highlight moment was, being able to get a couple points on the stat sheet.
Yeah, I was looking to play college, but then after my injury, I just had decided that it was time to be done and maybe hopefully be able to go coach later when I'm older. I want to coach younger kids, and so I think that's exciting. On the season, it was a little disappointing because I knew I was going to have a big role and be a role player for some of our other younger girls, showing them the reins and helping play point or play the two guard to get the ball up the court. And my bucket this year, I got to go in and shoot some free throws on our senior night. We had a girl fake an injury for us, so I could go in, and that was just really exciting. It was a really happy moment for me to finally be able to get back out there.
That is so special. What a story. And Molly, you hit the 1,000 career point milestone. What was it like to accomplish such a rare milestone?
It felt really good. I've been working towards it since my sophomore year when I was playing, and it was coming down to it. My coach was like, "You're almost there. Like, you got this. We go." And it felt good to get it, and it was fun just being around all my teammates and having cheering them so loud.
Yeah, that is, we're seeing it right there. Just a very special moment and a testament to the prolific shooter that you are. And Bella, I must ask you, of course you have another year to come. What's ahead for you? I know the track season is coming up and you're a track star, but what else do you look forward to in your senior season on the hardwood?
I think we've got a really strong group that'll come back as seniors next year. We've got a couple of younger girls who can come up and fill some spots that we lost this year, and it'll just be a fun team. It'll be another great season for us, and hopefully we can improve on what we did this year and keep pushing to the next level.
And we'll look forward to following you, Molly, as you continue your basketball career with UW Stout. Well, coming up, we get some more insight from local stars, and Matt Dean is in studio with a few right now.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. Really excited to talk to these two guys, representatives from Spring Lake Park and Ty Burgoon, a couple of the leading scorers for the Panthers and the Cougars. We'll be back on this edition of Sports Den to wrap up the boys hoop season next.
An apple core, or potato peels. That leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew.
Those dirty napkins and paper towels.
Stop treating us like garbage.
Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
You and me, let's sit and chat and drink coffee. Then maybe we could see if we could be. You and me, let's get together and make believe we'll share our hearts and share our dreams. Now what do you think about you and me? Maybe we can always be forever you, forever with me. I bet you're thinking I'm a little too romantic. Oh, but baby, now don't get frantic, 'cause when I love, my loving's gigantic. Oh, and I think that's alright. Let me dream, oh, a girl can dream, and maybe it's not as crazy as it seems. Me loving you, you loving me right back. And now cut me some slack.
Welcome back in studio here in Blaine, Minnesota for our final winter wrap-up show here on Sports Den. I'm Matt Dean, happy to be joined by two of the standouts of the Centennial Cougars and the Spring Lake Park Panthers. I got Ty Burgoon immediately next to me and Andrew King, who joins us here. Guys, thanks for being here to talk a little boys hoops and wrap up the season with us.
Thank you.
Ty, we'll start with you. The Cougars, a super young team, I think, with a lot of excitement looking forward. The numbers not there in terms of the results this season, but you guys got out to a little bit of a rough start, 2-12. You turned things around and get some statement wins down the stretch of the season that are really exciting. You had a great season. You put up 15 points a game. You were really putting up some big totals early in the year, but your team maybe wasn't finding the way into the win column. I talked to your coach a little bit this year, Spencer Waldvogel. became a little bit more of a distributor. Other guys got comfortable in the offense. Like, what do you guys take away from this season as it seemed like you progressed as a unit this year?
I mean, yeah, being super young like we were, we just know that next year, being super young, it'll help us. So, you know, that Maple Grove win was really big, big confidence booster. It helped us, you know, get through the season. We may be like down about the losses and stuff, but we just got to look to next year. You know, the off season, we just got to grind through the off season, and hopefully we'll have a better season next year.
Definitely. You guys got 10 guys coming back that got varsity experience this year, valuable minutes, a lot of starting guys coming back as well, too. Andrew, as we welcome you in here to the show, I think somewhat of a similar story for the Panthers, who new season, new head coach with Oliver Major, who got elevated from an assistant role. So you guys are obviously familiar with him. You start out 1-10, but you guys finished 8-8, and doing that in the Northwest Suburban Conference slate. What does that say about the team, that you guys got better results against a really tough league down the stretch?
Yeah, definitely not the best start to the season, but we were just trying to find ourselves as a team, as we had a lot of guys come together who probably weren't used to playing with each other. And as the season went on, we really figured each other out, figured each other's strengths, our weaknesses, and everything like that. And by the end of the season, 8-8, it really showed. I think we really ended the season the best way we could, really strong and playing the best basketball we were.
Yeah, and you guys play a really tough game against Park Center, who you draw the defending state champions in the first round, but kept that game tight at halftime and early into the game as well. Ty, going back to you in Centennial, you mentioned the February 7th win against Maple Grove. It was the first top 10 win for the program in 7 years, also when the Cougars beat Maple Grove back in the day. What does that do for you guys confidence-wise? You guys threw a little bit of a different look and kind of confused the Crimson, playing some really tough zone defense. You turned it into kind of a slow, grinding rock fight. What were you guys talking about going into that game and at halftime where you had Maple Grove on the ropes?
Yeah, I mean, we just really talked about how, like, we knew we're the team that we can beat those type of teams. We just got to play our best. And, you know, lately we weren't playing our best, and we just knew, like, today this game was the game that we should do it. And so we really played our hearts out that game. And obviously we didn't shoot the ball well, but we played some great defense, and that's kind of what won us the game.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the moments for Spring Lake Park that was a big turnaround, Andrew. You guys were out to an 0-7 start to the year. You pour in 30 points in a home win against Osseo, a team who we saw play in a section final last week. So a really good club in the Orioles. How good did that feel for you to individually, not just have a career night for your own stats, but you get to pour in 30 in a night when you guys shake a losing skid like that against a great team?
Yeah, it was a great feeling, a really great start to what really turned out to be a great season for me, but also as our team, as we finished the season really well. It wasn't just me, my teammates really found me, and I think I hit around 5 threes that game, so it was really cool for my teammates to trust me in those situations and find me in for those open shots. So it was a great win for the team, and it really boosted us, and a great win for our head coach for the first time.
Absolutely. You guys are both juniors coming back, so last thing I'll ask you, Ty, with everybody coming back, what are you excited about for Centennial in the future next year?
You know, a big one is probably Jackson Dreesen. He's a great player, and he does a lot through the off season, and he works a lot. Like if you'd see him without the cameras on and stuff, he's a really hard worker. So I'm excited to see his growth for next year, and I'm excited to see our big man, hit the weight room hopefully, and we can, get bigger, because there's a lot of big guys out there in our conference. So we just got to match up with them.
Yeah. How about the sophomore hitting 44 points in a game earlier this year? Sounds like a fun guy to have side by side on your team. Spring Lake Park returning a lot of great players as well, too, including Andrew King. Next season, that's going to wrap it up for our boys basketball portion of the winter wrap-up show. We're going to head to the pool next. We got a couple of state champion swimmers from Centennial and Spring Lake Park that are set to join us next on the winter wrap-up here of Sports Den.
We in Spring Lake Park believe in building a strong and safe community. Our city moves onward and upward while holding on to our traditions and roots. We maintain a small town feel even though we are nestled next to the big city. We believe in being good neighbors and building community with safe neighborhoods. And we believe in citizenry and promote being active both physically and socially. We in Spring Lake Park love to play and believe in having an abundance of parks, playgrounds, and green space so that everyone can take a moment to enjoy the natural beauty that surrounds us. We believe in educating our children well, so we use the most advanced tools of learning to ensure continued success and bright futures. We promote athletics to keep our children fit and healthy and build a sense of teamwork. We in Spring Lake Park believe in providing a good, stable home for industry and small business to thrive. We have a large variety of successful businesses that have found continued success and benefit from excellent visibility off Highway 65. And a large customer base, as we are located only 15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis. Come visit us in Spring Lake Park, and you will see why we believe our city is one of a kind.
An apple core, or potato peels. That leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew.
Those dirty napkins and paper towels.
Stop treating us like garbage.
Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
Welcome back into Sports Den here, our winter wrap-up show. We've talked hoops on both the boys and girls scenes for our local teams. Let's dive into the pool a little bit, talk a little swimming with a couple of state champions in the building. We are sitting here with Max Shire of Centennial, recent champion in the 100-yard breaststroke at the Minnesota State Tournament this year, and Braden Ripken of Spring Lake Park, who was the state champion in the 50 free. First off, thanks for being here, guys. Fill us in on a little bit of swimming. Max, let's start with you. It was Centennial's first ever swimming champion. That's pretty cool. Let's start with that. What does that sound like to hear you first ever Centennial Cougars swimmer to bring home a state title? What's that mean to you?
Yeah, that means a lot to me. I mean, for a program that's relatively new, I think to have a state champion on the team, that leaves a legacy, and I think that sets a really good start for the guys that are on the team, and that builds, and I think that's going to lead to a great next few seasons with the guys that are currently on the team, and I think it looks really good for them.
Without a doubt. Also awesome opportunity for you, Braden, for Spring Lake Park. They've got a little bit more of an established history. You were on a couple of relay teams last year for the Panthers. You get to qualify individually for state for the first time in an individual competition. How was that motivating you in the offseason to get back? You eventually come away with a state championship finish, and you finished fifth again in the same competition as this guy too, the breaststroke as well, we should mention.
Just having a really rough section finals last year just really ignited the fire in me just to really get going in the off season and push hard. And it really paid off this year, just knowing that to shine when the lights are bright counts most, and just doing that last year in the relays and then working hard throughout the off season to get that done just really helps.
You guys were both in incredible state races as well, too. Max, you were trailing heading into the final turn. Braden won by 0.02 of a second. So I just wanted to make mention of that, too. It was down to the wire. Max, I was reading, it's interesting for you. You're a late bloomer. You didn't start swimming until you were in your early teens. Now you're headed to the University of Minnesota next year. How'd you get into swimming, and what got you attracted to the sport?
I was looking for a winter sport to do. I said, hey, swimming might be fun. I tried it out. I stuck with it. 5 years later, here I'm a senior on the team. I did pretty good last year as a junior, and I think that really motivated me going into my senior year to push and, started swimming in the off season and, give everything I had going for that state championship this year.
That's awesome. And I mean, you mentioned too, with Centennial, trying to get people interested in swimming, having somebody with the first place next to your name's got to make a difference. Braden, for you, when did swimming start to get serious for you? And really go all in to swimming? What age did that kind of start?
I've been swimming since probably about when I was 5 competitively, but I kind of was just doing it for fun. And I really started probably around my freshman year, trying to see that, I can probably do something with this sport. And I really tried to push harder and harder throughout after 9th grade and just work hard in the off season, start lifting, go to practices more, and just really motivated me.
Yeah, great stuff. Again, Braden Ripken from Spring Lake Park, Max Shire from Centennial, couple of state champs in the pool from our local schools. We're going to take one more break. We'll come on back to wrap up the winter sports season and tie a bow on all the success for all of our teams right here on Sports Den.
Let's sit and chat and drink coffee, then maybe we could see if we could be. You and me. Let's get together and make believe we'll share our hearts and share our dreams. Now what do you think about you and me? Maybe we can always be forever you, forever with me. I bet you're thinking I'm a little too romantic. Oh, but baby, now don't get frantic, 'cause when I love, my loving's gigantic. Oh, and I think that's alright. Let me dream, oh, a girl can dream, and maybe it's not as crazy as it seems. Me loving you, you loving me right back. Now cut me some slack.
Our Winter Sports Den finale is almost coming to a close, and what a season it was, Matt. I thoroughly enjoyed watching the athletes behind us and everyone take their court, their whatever it is, and succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. We still got a great spring season ahead of us. We got a couple of spring sport athletes who are hiding behind us as well, too, that we'll still see in action. But this is our final Sports Den show of the winter season, and we got some highlights for you. Let's wrap it up with some of the top moments from both the fall and the winter sports seasons as we close this winter season wrap-up show. Special thanks to all our great athletes from all 3 of our programs for being here. And we'll close it out to roll the sound on the fall and winter season on North Metro.
Looks like she might be able to take it. She does.
middle, Lamari Brown.
Kendall Staden into the box. Staden ties the game! Whitford buries it! And the Centennial Cougars is your Section 7 champions for the 4th consecutive year!
Goes to the right, keeps and glides in. A 1-yard touchdown run for Cummings.
Under center, takes and gives to Maverick Harper. He reaches for the goal line. Touchdown, Cougars!
Step up, good approach, good technique, rides it up, drops it in. Boom. First wedgie on North Metro TV.
Turns and hits.
Here's Larson, sprung up ahead, oh, beautiful, bar down, top corner, Alexis Larson.
Here comes Fry, here comes Dayton, and Fry is the winner.
Frost, Matt wants a third crack at the apple, this time it's good.
The Centennial Cougars are going to go on to top the Blaine Bengals in the section final.